Morning Metro Police are investigating after a man was shot multiple times with a shotgun. Police say it happened just after 11 last night on Preston Highway in Okolona near the Super Stop Food Mart. Officers say they found a man in his 40s who they believe was hit 6 times with buckshot pellets. He was taken to U of L Hospital and is expected to survive.
And Metro Police say a woman was hit by random gunfire last night while she was inside her own apartment. That happened around 9:30 at the Dosker Manor housing complex on Muhammad Ali Boulevard. Police say an older woman said the gunshot came through her front door, then hit her in her hand. Police are looking for suspects and information in both of these shootings. If you have any information on either of them, Metro Police want to hear from you. You can call that anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. Goodwill's new West Louisville Opportunity Center is finally taking shape and is set to open today.
It'll serve more than 50,000 people each year with things like job training, child care, and housing. It's an incredible resource. And Jim Stratman is live this morning giving us a look. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Grace and Eric. Yeah, I'm standing right now in what the CEO of Kentucky's Goodwill Industries called the mall, and for good reason too. You think of a mall, you got a lot of different stores kind of packed in along the aisles and those walkways. Well, same kind of concept in here. We have a bunch of different areas that are labeled for different services. You see things like the Rise Classroom over there, Big Brothers Big Sisters is down there. There is a child care drop-off center from the YMCA a little bit further down that hallway. There are a lot of different services all packed into this one building, and it's all about trying to eliminate barriers to wealth and get people out of poverty. That's really the mission for Goodwill. And with a $50 million investment, which is the biggest investment that that Goodwill Industries of Kentucky has made in the Commonwealth in its 100-year history, I mean, there's good reason to think that there is a possibility that might happen for a lot of people here in the West Louisville communities. Now, there are a lot of things that will be happening in here. I've mentioned a few of the different resources that are going to be available to people. You'll also have things like legal services, second chance banking, a community cafeteria. In fact, there are 9 community partners that will have physical locations here inside this opportunity center, and then there will be rotating partners that come in a little bit throughout the week at different times to provide even more services. Now, this is just the first big part of the greater Opportunity campus that Goodwill is building down here in the West End. That'll include the Norton Hospital that's going up just actually behind that far wall down there. That hospital is being built as we speak. There will also be plenty of opportunities to expand as well over the years. Now, the opening for this center is coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, but actually as you show up for the grand opening, for some tours around, you'll realize that there are actually some of these resources already open and available to people. Those resources are going to be available for you when you come in here as well. So there's lots going on down here. The grand opening again at 10 o'clock. We'll be back with more from Goodwill executives coming up here in just a little bit on GMK. Grace?
Jim, thank you. A former Indiana restaurant owner is facing charges accused of touching multiple female employees inappropriately. 67-year-old Mark Gebhardt, the former co-owner of Vat and Barrel restaurant in downtown Seymour, was arrested Monday by Indiana State Police. ISP says detectives began investigating in February after a former employee reported Gebhardt touched her inappropriately in 2023. Through their investigation, ISP found there were more former employees who had reported being touched by Gebhardt at the restaurant between its opening in 2020 and earlier this year. Gebhardt was booked into the Jackson County Jail on multiple counts of battery. He has since been released on bond.
The woman accused of killing her 5-year-old son and leaving his body in a suitcase will have to come back to Indiana from California. Dejon Anderson is accused of killing her 5-year-old son, Cairo Jordan. His body was found in Washington County, Indiana in 2022. She was arrested last week outside of Los Angeles, California after a nearly 2-year search. Anderson will be extradited to Indiana. As we mentioned, a California judge ruled she's got to be picked up no later than Friday, April the 5th. We talked to Carrie Hulls, a sergeant with Indiana State Police, who said Washington County jail officials will coordinate with U.S. Marshals to figure out when that can happen.
Marianne Elliott took another public step to bring focus to the effects of gun violence. She's the wife of Old National Bank Vice President Tommy Elliott, who was killed last April in the Old National mass shooting.
With gun violence and being affected by it, there is a lot of confusion. It will never make sense.
Elliott and other gun violence survivors and family members spoke last night at the Second Presbyterian Church for its 14th annual Interfaith Dinner. This year's theme was Standing Together Against Gun Violence. Elliott read aloud a passage she wrote in her grief journal months after her husband was killed.
So when your heart feels crushed, Marianne, remember his tenderness that made your heart expand in the first place. When your breath feels shallow and anxious, remember his grounding that helped you feel secure along the way. And when the joy has left you dry and alone, remember his laughter that fed your soul, because love never dies.
The Elliots have attended iftar dinners for over a decade, and this was Marianne's first event without Tommy.